Well, hello, DCO Nation, and welcome back to another DCO Live. Guys, it is Thursday night, and remember, this is your show. So if you guys have questions, comments, whatever, throw them up into the chat box, and we will get to them as quickly as possible. Looks like we got Steve on tonight, Brian, Small Craft Anglers on, Tony's on. That's awesome. Looks like we got some others that are haven't jumped into the chat box. I can see the little eyeball of people who are watching. So we got like 7, 8 other people who had just jumped on. So that's great. Keith, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Appreciate you jumping on. But tonight, guys, I wanted to have a couple of guys from Heroes on the Water on tonight. We have Heath and Don. We're going to get to them in a second. I appreciate those guys jumping on, but I was at Hadrell's Point, the expo last weekend, and they had a booth up there, and it was great to catch up with all the guys and Luther and Corey and Don. And I was there on Saturday. Heath wasn't there on Saturday, so I missed Heath. But I thought to myself as I was driving back, I should have set something up with you guys when I was there. But I was like, oh, man, of course, my brain, chasing squirrels the whole time. And so I ended up reaching out and, I appreciate you guys jumping on. So, Heath, I missed you on Sunday. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. Sunday was a good day. We still had a good crowd. I think they said there was, close to 800 people came in Sunday. We had a lot of activity at the booth, and it was a good day. We had a good event, even though the weather was crappy, but
Yeah, absolutely. And Don, can you tell everybody what you do with Heroes on the Water?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm the secretary of Heroes on the Water, the Low Country chapter, not the whole organization. And when we get all the forms, all the registrations come in, and people need like fishing licenses, or if I got to make sure they signed all their waivers and stuff. So I'm just in the background doing a lot of work the week prior to our event, contacting participants that are signed up if there's any questions with their signups, and trying to reach out and just make contact.
Okay, great. I see that Will just jumped on. Good to see you, buddy. Heath, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Heroes on the Water is, just in case, people who don't know what the organization does.
Heroes on the Water, it's a 501(c) nonprofit organization. We concentrate on veterans, first responders, both retired and active, and their families, which is a great part of it. And what we do is we completely free of charge of everything. We provide the kayaks of what we have available, fishing gear, fishing license, bait, everything, and even lunch after the fact of a fishing event. We do 10 a year. We do once every month. And what we do is we take these men and women out and their families, and we show them the therapeutic measures and what kayak fishing does and how it heals, and especially the internal trauma that no one sees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Don, how did you get hooked up with them?
Well, I learned about the organization while I was on a job in D.C., and I was trying to meet new people since I moved to the area fairly recently, and someone put me in contact, said, hey, have you heard about this? And I think you'd like it because you like fishing. And I looked up the national thing, and it was still early 2021, I want to say. And I reached out to the organization because I like to smoke cigars. I wanted to make sure it was okay that I could smoke a cigar. And also, I'm not wearing a mask outside. I mean, thought that was a little, but they were like, well, we had to put on there as a disclaimer. And I dialed the phone number, and a wonderful gentleman named Luther answered. And 3 hours later, I totally forgot about anything we talked about, but we had a 3-hour conversation. It's about how it goes when you talk to him for the first time. And he made sure I knew everything and where to go and whatnot. And he's like, yeah, bring your cigars, do it, just you can't have any alcoholic beverages or, any other substances, but you're welcome to bring cigars and, enjoy yourself. I met up out there, and I went to a few events with Heroes over the course of probably 6 or so months. I couldn't find the schedule, couldn't find them again. And then I came back around and found them, the organization, and they were going through a bit of turnover, and I got voluntold that I was the secretary. After about my 4th, 5th event, and I was like, sure, whatever that means. I'm not wearing a dress though.
And if I can add, what branch of service were you in?
The Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps. That's
Yes, sir.
awesome. That's awesome.
A little bit over 8 years in the Marines.
Yeah, yeah. So Heath, you have a pretty similar story of how you got hooked in or volunteered.
Pretty much, and I think this is Luther's trap, maybe, if you will. Same thing. I'd started kayak fishing. I'd met you a couple of times when this started, actually. And I kept seeing it, and I said, you know what? I want to be a part of this. So I called, and they put me in touch with Luther. He called me one morning on my way to work, and I was actually late to work because I sat in the parking lot of the office and chit-chat, and it was probably a 2-hour event or so. And there was an event coming up in Merle's Inlet, and I said, well, I can do this, I can do that. And he was like, well, if you've already got a kayak and you've been fishing and you know Merle's Inlet, I said, well, I don't know it that well yet. I'm still early into this for me. I said, but I fish a lot. He said, I need volunteers and people that can show people around out there. I'm like, okay, sign me up. And we went out that day. It was actually a Father's Day. It was the first event I went to. And we got out there, we did everything, and I started meeting people and stuff. I'm like, this is phenomenal. So then I just started signing up for everything. And then last year, Luther and them approached me and said, oh yeah, by the way, you're on the leadership team now. So, I started, because you mentioned it a few times in some of your stuff too, Chris, that, that I cook a lot for them when we do the lunches and stuff. I enjoy that. I do. I cook I cook for a lot of our events. Just something I enjoy doing. Another way of giving back.
Yeah.
And here it is, six years or so later, and I'm the training and safety coordinator for the chapter, and I do a lot of different things with them, and we all work together, and it's been a great experience. It's just a great organization.
Yeah, yeah. So when you guys have an event and somebody comes out, what can they expect, Don? So they hit the landing, they see everybody standing there. What can they expect, if somebody's brand new?
Well, the first thing that they're going to notice, and I don't know how well you can see it, but we all have in the leadership team our Heroes on the Water shirts. Heath is wearing one right now. I'm wearing one as well. So that identifies leadership. So instantly they know they're there for a Heroes event. And we have a big patch on the back, so you can't miss it. They can locate us. I usually go around and try to introduce myself. Because I've read all the names, I usually know most of the names off the top of my head. And I'm like, oh, I remember, and I say something to them, and hey, good to have you out there, and let me introduce you and kind of walk you around and show you, where we're going to be and what we're going to do. Here's the, Corey, and here's Heath, and here's all the, whoever's there from leadership. Then I take them to the trailer where the kayaks are, and that's the unknown trap, because then they're going to be unloading kayaks for us. And running gear back and forth, and so, but everyone loves to participate. Almost all of the people that have come out have been veterans. A few military and a few first responders, but a lot of the first responders are also veterans. So they're kind of double duty there. But yeah, as soon as they see us, people moving kayaks, everyone just flies to the trailer and gets them off, and we just get them set up, get a kayak. We round everyone up. We see how many we have. Everyone's there. Make sure everyone we had sign up showed up, and our volunteers. And then we pair people up with volunteers. Heath does a safety brief. We have a blessing that's done by Will Beasley before we go out on the water, and then we turn two on the water. Usually about 8:30. So the event we say starts at 0800. Usually we're not on the water till about 8:30.
Okay. And then we're going to get to your guys' schedule here in a minute, but when you go out onto the water, what do you guys do? I mean, besides, like fish, I mean, how long does it last? Is there any type of a format, or is it just a day of fishing?
It's a day of fishing. Our events usually run till like 12, 1 o'clock or so. And we fish and we talk to each other, and we try to, I know when I'm out with folks and stuff, what branch of service, first responder, where are you from, what got you here, just general conversation. And a lot of it, if they've never fished before, a lot of it turns to fishing. And, you know, some of it, then we talk about different things. It's not really, we don't really push or pressure anybody for the reason we have the organization. We want people to come in and be very comfortable and realize that, you know, we're in the same boat that you are, per se. You know, it just gives them. We want the folks to be comfortable, and you know, at the end of the day, and we come in, we eat lunch, and we hang out and joke and take pictures and exchange phone numbers, and you know, and hope we did reach someone. Maybe they realized that hey, they were really cool with us. I need to talk to somebody. Let me shoot them a text.
Yeah.
So it's no pressure. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's great.
I've had participants. We don't push fishing. Like we've had participants that are like, I just want to get out in the water. A friend of mine and his brother came out, both veterans. He's also a firefighter, and he did a shift in a long week. And I have pictures of him out in Merrill's Inlet. They were the two that were with me, and my good friend Dave was kicked up on the kayak, feet up, hat over his face, and just took a nap. And he had the best sleep for an hour. And his brother and I caught fish all around him the whole time in that creek. We were killing it. Like,
you're welcome.
No. So it was a great time. But we've had the most people that we don't know, you know, people that aren't like my friend Dave that showed up. They come up and they instantly meet us, and they get that camaraderie, that military family, that service family. To, you know, we joke around. They get that feel of it, because we've never, you know, we don't want anyone left out. We want them to feel at ease, and it helps them. But we do. We tailor when we take our participants on the water. You know, what's your level of fishing? I've had guys tell me they can fish, and then they're holding the spinning rod upside down because they're a bait caster, you know, user. And so I explain to them how to use it, and we tell them what we're looking for. Try to put them in areas where we think they're going to be fish, so they can get a fish or two.
Right.
But it's all to help quiet the noise in the background, because it's getting them concentrated somewhere else. And I know it's helped me. I mean, one day I sat there and looked at a bobber and realized like 45 minutes had gone by. Yeah. So I just zoned out, whatever, hit like some kind of meditation, and it just works.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. So you guys, what do you guys usually average? How many participants per event?
We did about 125 participants total last year.
Okay.
Over 10 events. So that's,
what are you talking
some
about?
events were larger than others. I mean, some of those are participants too, or volunteers. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say like 6-7 participants minimum. It's
Okay.
usually about our average.
Yeah.
We have some events where we have 20, 15, or 20. They bring their own kayaks if they have more than 10.
A participant can bring their own kayak or use one of ours, and we have 10 that we can loan out. And I know the last 2 or 3 events of 2025, we were completely booked. We had a waiting list of people needing kayaks, and you know that, and you know that's our goal for this year. Is we want to be able to try to keep growing that, and maybe get a few more kayaks, so we can actually add a few more people onto the water with us that don't have that kayak.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing, is being able to reach more veterans, more first responders, more military members. We'd like to get to them before they become a member of the 22 Club. That's ultimately our goal.
Yeah.
We like to talk to them. We like to get them out, and we like to let them know, like, hey, we're here. We're not just here for fishing. Like he said, you know, if you need us, reach us. Most of the times, the participants walk away with 1 to 7 of our phone numbers, you know, and there's always the messenger on Facebook. I answer for the one Facebook. We have 2 Facebooks. It's a little weird and wonky, but I answer the one usually, and the other one, Corey answers. Actually, I think it'll be Chris now. I forgot that. And then Instagram, now we got that going. So we found some younger blood that understands these these things better than we do.
Right. So while you're talking about, you know, Facebook and Instagram, can you go ahead and tell everybody where they can go to those?
Yes, sir. Yeah, if you just type in the search bar, Heroes on the Water -Low Country, it'll pull it up. Let's see if I can get the actual for Instagram. Yeah, it's Heroes on the Water, and then the little dash Low Country, all one word.
Okay.
And it should pull it up. And then on Instagram, since that's fairly new, Chris just got this thing rolling. I want to say it's the same thing, but I'm not 100%.
It is.
Is it?
It is. Yeah,
It
so
is.
so on both of them, it's Heroes on the Water, Low Country, and it'll pop right up.
Underscore, yeah. And
Yeah,
it'll pop you right up. Or if you just do a search of Heroes on the Water Low Country, it'll bring you up to
it'll
everything.
pop up
Just
for 'em. Good, good.
Random Google search.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So on Google Google on Instagram, it looks like it's all kind of mashed together. Heroes on the Water.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on Facebook, there's spaces.
Yeah,
I don't think it matters anymore.
No,
back in our day, when the internet was first
Right,
out, you had to have everything in lowercase, capital, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Dot dash. Yeah. So let's go over. Let's look at the schedule.
Sure.
Let's just run through month by month because I know there's only like 10 or 12. Let's just kind of run through them because there may be somebody watching that is closer to an area that they want to come out. So let's go ahead and start at the top.
We did things a little different this year. When we had our meeting on this, we decided, our motto is paddle, fish, heal. So we paddle a lot, we fish a lot, and we try to heal a lot. So we decided we wanted to start. Let's see if we can actually be a little bit of a guide and maybe catch some fish and target certain fish. So we decided to break it up this year. The first half of our season is all freshwater. The second half is saltwater because the fall is used, for the exception of a good flounder bite. So we kind of went through and we targeted these fish will be good in this area. The water temperature is going to be here. This was really planned out because this was a 3.5 hour meeting doing this.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I'd like to give a big thanks to Eric who took the time.
Yes,
where we
Eric
had our
did that a lot.
Put together a spreadsheet with pretty much every tide for every place that we normally go, every moon phase for freshwater to correspond, so that we could pick hopefully the best spots to go.
Holy cow!
Times.
Yes,
this was a massive.
That's a lot of work, man.
Spreadsheet. Yes, sir. And Eric did an incredible job. Got it all out to us.
Yeah, it's just an example of how dedicated all of us are to make this work.
Yep. Yeah. Our time.
But starting February 28th, we are going to be targeting crappie, and that is at Bell's Marina in Utahville.
Okay.
South Carolina. It's out by the Santee Lakes.
Yep. The Santee
Lakes.
Lakes.
This is a good event. The first couple events are good to bring families to because they actually do have bathrooms at these. So, I believe Bell's Marina, I know, does. Angel's Landing has bathrooms, and Taylor's Landing, I know, has bathrooms.
Yeah.
Then we go to the Borrow Pit. Not really any bathrooms. Shouldn't preclude anyone. The Borrow Pit's great because it's smaller, so it's a good family event as well. All these on the lakes should be calm and fairly protected, except for our March one, which is Angel's Landing on. Was that March 28th there, Heath?
Yeah, March 28th is the second one. We're going to be targeting bass, and that's in Pineville. That's at Angel's Landing. That's a beautiful landing, and that's one of the places they'll actually. I think they actually reached out and said, "Hey, we'll provide the lunch and stuff for you this year too."
Oh, great! Yeah.
We have a lot of support. April 18th is Taylor's Landing, again in Utahville. That one's going to be more for the brim because that's when the brim are going to be spawning. May 30th is going to be a real fun one. That's at the Borrow Pit. It's in Manning. The Borrow Pit is just it's a part of the Santee Lakes that just kind of got cut off by the railroad systems and everything else. And it's just this big, gigantic pit of water. It's got trees and it is just full of catfish.
Oh,
so
no
that's
kidding.
What we're going out to target. That one is a catfish strip.
Okay. It's where they actually dug the dirt out for the dam walls of the lake. And Heath is right. It is killer on catfish. And what's great about this whole schedule is we've kind of given out some choice spots here to people. If you want to go, I didn't realize that we gave out so many secrets, but I guess the secrets are out. Right?
Yeah, it's out now.
Spots. Angel's Landing, Taylor's Landing. I know Angel's Landing we've done before, and they've sponsored us with lunch. Taylor's Landing again, they're another one. They've been a repeat sponsor, and they sponsored the event. They let us go there. We launched for free, and then they actually put on a lunch for us as well at Taylor's Landing. I didn't mean to cut you off and interrupt, Heath.
June 27th, we're going to be targeting brim. It's at Poplar Creek Landing, and that is in Ellery, South Carolina. That's again out towards that Santee Lake area. Then in July we start, the saltwater's part of it.
Okay.
We're going to start July in our home turf of Oyster Landing here in Murrells Inlet.
Okay.
I kind of help with some of that one as well, because the tide that we looked at with it and everything else, and July being in the middle of it, we should do pretty good for flounder, I thought. And
what's that date in July, Heath?
July 25th.
Okay. I'm gonna mark that on my calendar. I will be there for that one.
August 27th is going to be another saltwater event, and it's at Paradise Landing on the Wando River down in Allendale. It's just all four of us know, and then Brian, especially on here, he knows with the year he's had there at Paradise.
Yeah, there's no fish left, so we might as well just pick another spot. Yeah, Brian. Hey, brother, man, you go fish somewhere else.
As much as I love our fishery here in Murrells Inlet, it's a great fishery. It's a unique place, but the Wando is it's a different type of fishery, but it is an amazing fishery, and we always have fun there, and we always do well with Brian. No fish there. Smart Alec. Then we'll go August 22nd. That's Paradise Landing. September 19th is, I've never fished here, Bullo Boat Landing. It's in Ravenel.
That was, I think, my first or second event with Heroes. It's a pretty nice little place. I don't remember it much, but I do know it's fairly nice. Actually, it might have been my first one, because I think that's where I hooked myself with the fishing gear. I was like, yeah, I know how to fish and stuff, and I didn't pay attention when my rods had turned, and I was hooked on it. Like, the back of my life jacket's hooked. Can someone help me? Still, they made me secretary.
October 24th, we're going to be in St. Helena, South Carolina, down in the Beaufort area, at Butch's Landing. Another beautiful, awesome landing that we always do really, really great at. Just a really pretty landing. One of the areas where part of the movie Forrest Gump was filmed at. We get to fish through that and some of the docks that was filmed in that movie. So it's kind of cool if you're a movie buff.
Yeah.
And we have a Marine Corps veteran down there that helps us with that event. Usually brings out a bunch. He's also a fireman.
Yes.
Out of the Beaufort.
Got to give a shout out. Our love to RJ. Love that.
Yes, guy. Sir. Give some love to RJ. He better be on watching too.
Yes. Then our final event of the year in November, November 21st. This was a new one for us this year. It was our ending event this past year for 2025, and I will say probably one of the best events we had of the season in Kiowa Island at Mingo Point. What an amazing place. What an amazing fishery. It was probably the most fish caught of any event we had the entire year of 2025, and just a beautiful place, very accommodating. So that'll round out our year. Now, all of these events, when they post, we have the event. Now it's up on Eventbrite. That's where anybody can go to register for it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the event ends that Saturday, when we have the event, all of the events are on Saturday, unless we do have to reschedule for weather. The following Monday, the next month's event will post on Eventbrite for people to start signing up on.
Okay.
The Monday after the event's held. Correct.
Yeah, I did see when I pulled up your Facebook page, that first event is posted up there right now. So
yes.
Yeah. So, I think, and remind me again, where is that first one? It's Utahville, right?
Yeah, it's over at Bell's Marina.
It is in Utahville at Bell's Marina.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you guys are jonesing to get out and doing some fishing, and you're a first responder, military, veteran, hit these guys up, man. It's a great organization. It really is.
Bring the families. We have a lot of father and son, husband and wife teams that come out. The spouse doesn't have to be military or first responder. Just they're part of it because they deal with it as well.
Yeah.
And we have one tandem kayak in our fleet. So
we even have one tandem kayak if like, a father and a son or mother and daughter, they're small or whatever else, one person can use it and two people in it, or we've had people with some disabilities that we've put into it, and one of us have actually pedaled it. It's a tandem Hobie. So we have a lot of abilities to it.
Yeah. So how can people support you guys?
There's a multitude of ways. Number one, for events, they can sponsor an event by bringing out lunch. So we don't have to go procure lunch. They could actually bring lunch. They can contact us and say, hey, they pick off our schedule. Let's just take, for example, someone decided that at the Borrow Pit, May 30th, and they wanted to sponsor that event. Hey, our company would like to come out. We'll set up. We'll do a lunch for your crew. They'd have to make contact with us, and they can easily email us and message us on Facebook to do so. That's one way. Volunteerism is another way. If you have a kayak and you're good at fishing, or you want to fish and help veterans, help first responders, help us heal each other, come out and fish with us. If you have your own kayak and safety and you're going to wear your PFD like everyone's required to, come fish with us. You can come out and help and fish up and help break down the events. A lot of times there'll be so many of us that doing things that there's probably not a lot to do outside of taking someone out on the water and fishing. And then lastly, if you go on heroesonthewater.org and go to the Low Country chapter, they can make donations. There's a recurring donation program where you can just set it up and forget it, and it'll make recurring donations, or they can make one-time donations off of that website. And that, if you go to the one that's for the Low Country, that comes directly to our chapter. We are an all volunteer-led chapter, so not one of us in this chapter takes any money or gets any money. We usually spend a lot of our own money providing bait, bringing extra gear for people that, just a lot of people don't come out with the right gear for what we're actually fishing for. So we bring out a bunch of our own stuff. I go to the store and I spend probably $50 before every event minimum on just grabbing extra stuff. So if someone shows up and needs some stuff, we have it available for them. I know Luther does. I know Heath does. I know Heath stops a lot of times when he's coming down to like Paradise and all, and gets bait and brings out all kinds of cool stuff.
Yep.
Lures we give away, and we don't mind. That's the thing. We love fishing. We love helping. We do not mind handing a couple of our Z-Mans off to someone and rigging them up, especially if they learn something new that day. They get a fish on it. They learn how to cast it better or put it in spots. They get a bunch of hits. That's a great rewarding day for us as volunteers. But yeah, charitable donations are great. If you have brand new gear or something that's good and usable, like pen rods and reels that we use, and you want to donate those, that's incredible. I have a gentleman that's up by Heath that reached out through Facebook through a mutual friend that I put Heath in touch with, because I'm 2 hours away and I'm never going to have a schedule to make it up there and get this stuff. The gentleman wants to donate a bunch of rods and reels. Great. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So those are the ways that you can jump in and help out.
So, Heath, can you tell us about the Battle of Paradise, that tournament?
Yes.
Doesn't that it helps you guys out?
Battle of Paradise is a sponsored tournament by Low Country Kayak Anglers that I think all of us are members of. Don, you are, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And what that is, it's a charity-based tournament. And when they put this out at the end of the tournament, Low Country Kayak Anglers presents Heroes on the Water Low Country. They basically take all of the entry fees from it and present it to us as in a check.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of one of our donations every year that we look forward to. It's a great event. We had a chance to talk with Bob and Tyler and a couple of those guys Sunday when they came by the booth. A couple of guys, Bob came in and grabbed some stuff out of the event and said, "Hey, Tyler and a couple of guys are coming over. Will you hold it over here for them? They're going to come see you." And then we were talking with them, and they're like, "We've got to do a few more things together this year." And they said we definitely got to get to some more of your events and help do some sponsorships with them. So that's a great tournament. That's at the Wando River there in Paradise. It's a wonderful tournament, and we those guys are a great group of guys. I love being affiliated with that club as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this past year we did fairly well. I think it was a little over $1,000 that we had donated to our chapter. Chris there won a big flounder trophy.
I did. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I would turn the camera, but it's sitting right. It's up on the wall. Hang on. I think I can. I'm going to pull the camera. I never do this. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, look at that. I got the rods back there. Oh yeah. So I never pull the camera and mess with it.
But no, that's a great event, and we greatly appreciate the support that LKA gives us for that. That's a huge donation event for us every year.
Yeah.
And we look forward to it, and we get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun, man. Yeah, it really is.
It is.
It's great seeing everybody there. It's an awesome event.
And what I like about LKA and the other kayaking clubs, I know LKA a lot because we've interfaced so much, is that we only do 10 events a year from Howe Low Country. I don't know how many times I post on there I want to go fishing. I just want someone to go with. You know what I mean? And people are like, yeah, I'm going this launch, whatever time. Or other people post it. I'm like, hey, sure, I'll meet you. Where do you want to go? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, well, here, let me take you and show you some stuff. So these organizations outside of Howe, they're great because they can fill in the gaps where we can't. And they might reach, and maybe you get someone who joins the club new and they don't know about Howe, and they're struggling as a veteran or a first responder, or it's a family member that's trying to help a family member that's struggling. They don't know what to do. Y'all know who we are. You reach out, Chris, and that's great for us because it helps spread the message and the word. Yeah,
definitely. Well, guys, we're at that 30-minute mark. Again, I really appreciate what you guys do. Again, tell everybody where they can find you guys on social media and how they can get in contact with you.
You can through Facebook at the Low Country chapter of Heroes on the Water. We're there. We're on Instagram. There's a national page as well. That if you just do a Google search for Heroes on the Water, it'll take you to the national page because it is nationwide. You can pick the Low Country area, which is where we're at here. Reach out to us. We have QR codes on our website that take you to every little bit of information for our groups. You reach out to it and they'll put you in touch with somebody, whether it's Luther, whether it's me, Don, Chris, Corey, somebody, and we'll call you. And I don't mind getting. I mean, I do this because we always take pictures when we're on when we're out there on the water with everybody, and we take pictures. Like, hey, you want the pictures? Yeah. So that's my little trick of what. Now you got my phone number. If you ever need it, you want to go fishing, you want to do something, call me, or text me, whatever. So we don't mind. We want to talk to everybody that needs us.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, here it's Facebook and all of them. I was able to type in is Heroes on the Water and Low Country chapter, and it should bring up pretty much all of our social media. They go to the main chapter page and they accidentally reach out to the main. I'm sure somebody will say, and they're like, hey, I'm trying to reach the guys in South Carolina. I'm sure they'll get us to us. But and they can, like I said, message us. If it's late at night, we may not answer till the next morning, 5-6 o'clock when we get up and get going. But somebody's going to reach back out. You're going to hear from us, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Guys, great organization. I appreciate, both of your guys' service. I have a son that's in the Army right now. So, that kind of stuff just always hits a little bit different when you got, a family member in the military. So I, really do appreciate what you guys have done and do. So, any way that, I can support you or the small community of DCO Nation, I know that these guys have come out and supported in all these events. You guys just let me know what I can do for you. So
thanks, Chris.
Yeah, just having us on a step forward. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure. My pleasure. So I know I'm not going to be fishing this weekend. I know, Heath, you're crazy enough to get out there in the sleet, in the ice. So he'll probably be on the water, but
I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy, brother.
Yeah.
I got to install a transducer on my kayak. It's in for repairs.
It's going to be
All right.
it's going to be a build a fire or maybe turn the heater on in the garage and do some maintenance work or just relax weekend.
Yeah, exactly. We're making
Unless
a
the
big
phone
pot of
rings and I
chili
got
and
to go to
watching
work.
football. So that's the weekend. So guys, again, I really appreciate it. And everybody in the chat, Everett, I didn't say hey to you. You jumped in a little bit later, but appreciate you guys jumping on. And we will do this all again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And guys, enjoy it. And remember, conservation starts with you. Release a fish for someone else to enjoy. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you.